Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us on KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Tom Sherry.
And I'm Whitney Ward. Well, big news from the Washington Lottery, so check your voicemail right now. Lottery officials have reached out to 248 presumptive winners of Seahawks tickets, Xboxes, and fishing licenses. They left a lot of voicemails today, and they're encouraging people to check and see if you are a winner.
Well, my voicemail was empty, by the way. The governor's office also gave an update today about the confusion on whether veterans are included in the vaccine database. Now, to be eligible for that lottery we were talking about, many veterans got their shots through a federal program, meaning their names were not inserted into the state's vaccine database. Our political reporter Casey Decker joins us now. So, Casey, what answers did the governor provide?
Well, Tom, Whitney, Inslee said that the state has been working to incorporate vets into the database for months, but that the military simply hasn't been able to provide the info that they need. Many veterans, of course, were vaccinated through the Federal Department of Veterans Affairs or Department of Defense, and their record-keeping systems are different from the Washington Department of Health. It's the DOH database that the state is using to determine what percentage of Washingtonians have received at least one dose. If we get to 70%, we can fully reopen early. Right now, Inslee says we're just over 66%. And with more than 500,000 vets in the state, there was concern that potentially hundreds of thousands of vaccinated people weren't being counted. But Inslee says he was able to get a raw number of vaccinated vets from the feds and include that in the percentage number. However, the state hasn't been able to get the actual list of names, and that means they aren't in the database and so aren't currently eligible for the lottery prizes. Inslee said this isn't a new problem. The state has been trying to solve it for months, that the military just hasn't gotten there. But the governor also announced if they are unable to get the data, Washington will just create a separate incentive program so they can make sure vets still get some prizes. And one other update about reopening, when we get to 70% or just when we reach June 30th, whichever comes first, we know that everything will basically fully reopen. But tonight, Governor Inslee announced one exception: large indoor venues that hold more than 10,000 people. Those will have to stay at 75% capacity for the foreseeable future. In our part of the state, that basically only affects the Spokane Arena and the Beasley Coliseum in Pullman, but it means for the Spokane Shock and Chiefs, for some WSU sports, and for concert at those arenas, they won't be able to completely fill up. Again, they'll just be limited to 75% capacity. The governor did not provide any other update today regarding reopening or COVID protocols, just to say we're getting closer to our goals. So if you aren't vaccinated, go get your shot and help speed up that process even more. Also, that first lotto drawing you mentioned, it did happen last night. We don't have any info yet on who won, though. Inslee said the incentives do seem to be working. There's been a spike in vaccine appointments since the lotto was announced. In the newsroom tonight, Casey Decker, KREM 2 News.
All interesting updates, Casey. Thank you very much. Also new today, over in Idaho, Governor Brad Little visited Empire Airlines in Hayden, and while he was there, he talked about the state's budget surplus that was announced earlier today. May's state revenue figures came in at about $580 million more than they were projected. The governor says it's partially because of fewer COVID restrictions than maybe neighboring states, and his mandate for government departments to spend 5% less than previously planned. So now, with this higher than expected revenue, Little says he plans to do something big and bold when it comes to education. And his focus is on teacher salaries, especially in the Idaho Panhandle.
The resources we're providing them to get these kids caught up, and then our commitment on fulfilling the career ladder to make that competitive disadvantage that we have in Idaho go away as much as we can.
Little also announced that due to that extra money, the state plans on providing tax relief for state taxpayers in the form of a payment. The governor says that will be equal to about 9% of what people paid in taxes in 2019. He says those checks will go out in August.
All right, Tom, I can even smell the rain right now, so I know it's around. I woke up, the pavement was a little bit wet this morning around my house. Not a lot, though, right?
No, not a lot, but we are seeing showers up to the north of us, and I think we're going to see rain conditions really do increase late tonight over in Idaho and western Montana. We'll look for a few showers here on Friday as well in the Spokane area, and again, maybe early Saturday morning. Temperatures are still going to be in the 70s through Saturday in the mid-70s, and then we should get into the 80s by next week. Right now, it is cool. We told you it was going to go down like this. Cloudy skies, wind out of the north at 7 and 59 degrees. There's a look at the Doppler radar. Not a lot of rain, although it sure feels like it. But see over in western Montana, all that rain and those thunderstorms, look for that to spread westward into northern Idaho again late tonight and also into the overnight hours. But again, most of those showers north of us moving on up into Canada. Overnight low of about 49 expected. A few showers, windy tomorrow. We'll look for wind gusts up to about 30 miles per hour and a daytime high of 70 degrees. We look ahead to the weekend for you. I've got a chance of a few morning showers on Saturday, 76 the high. Look at Sunday's high, 87 degrees. Again, we should only be up around 72 or 73. And I think we're going to see more 80s next week as well. I'll have your extended forecast coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Tom, thank you. New tonight, family members are identifying 3 victims who died in that head-on collision with a fire truck just a few days ago. That crash happened on Monday afternoon on Highway 395.
KREM 2's Amanda Rowley joins us in the newsroom with what we know about the victims so far. Amanda?
Yeah, Tom and Whitney, we want to be clear, Washington State Patrol is still investigating this fatal collision, and the Stevens County coroner told me she plans to release the names of the 3 people who died in the crash tomorrow. However, the mother of one of those victims confirmed the names with me today. Lisa Loudermilch is the mother of 19-year-old Anthony Loudermilch. He was in the car with Chance Wilbur and Jasmine Cogswell when they collided head-on with the Stevens County fire engine on Highway 395. Now, Anthony's mother described all 3 as being teenagers, and all 3 died at the scene near Loon Lake. The 2 firefighters are expected to be okay, though. A GoFundMe account has been created for the memorial of Jasmine Cogswell. There's also a fundraiser for Chance Wilbur, but we have not been able to verify it with his parents. Lisa told me this afternoon Anthony's family is creating a fundraiser for today at their bank, and she will be sharing more information on that we can share with the community here soon. Now, in the meantime, detectives with the Washington State Patrol are still asking for any witnesses to the fatal crash to contact them, and we've posted that information on our website at krem.com. Reporting in the newsroom, Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
Well, earlier today, Gonzaga basketball head coach Mark Few spoke in support of Congress passing a national name, image, and likeness law. Coming up after the break, we hear from Few on why he is very much in favor of college athletes making money.